girls Brouhaha.
Oh wow.
Yes, guys. Because she cries like they want to kill us, actually. So she was crying like,
I
we
would.
were.
Who does that?
Right, it's the audacity.
Who does that? These girls, these people.
Hello, and another episode of Listen to Be Calm. Sitting right in front of you is your host with the most, Barbara. And right next to me, we have
And
our beloved guest. I know you guys are happy to see her again. All right. Today we're going to be talking about our topic is going to be house girls Brouhaha.
oh wow.
Yes, guys. So we've had too many experiences with house girls. My mom was, growing up, my mom was very busy, so she brought in a couple persons to, stay by our sides while she's not around. And we got to see a lot during these times. And we want to share that with you. So I'm going to ask you, do you remember one of the girls one time that mom brought in and she had a boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Her boyfriend was a priest.
Yeah, I remember him.
And every time he would come, she's going to be like, you guys don't say anything, because if you do, I'm going to deal with you when your mom is not around.
Yeah, she used to say that.
And that made us really scared then,
Mm-hmm.
that we never told my mom anything. Honestly, like it was, she instilled that fear in us that we just couldn't say anything to my mom. And the other thing is, along the line, we started, getting to know the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and we began to like him. So like we were comfortable, not per se like him,
Yeah.
but we were comfortable around him. And there was this whole scene that happened. My mom, I don't know for some reason how she got to find out.
Yeah, I think after the girl left was when I got to know that she had found out from either someone from the street or someone from the compound where we used to live in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she found out, and guess what happened? One time the guy came into the house, and the girl sent us into the room and locked the doors. But my mom, immediately he came, my mom bipped her horn at the gate. And there's this thing about how kids get to know that, because it was a compound house, but you could just tell that it's your mom's car.
Or your dad's car, yeah. Like
Mhm.
you could tell like the car is from, you know,
Any
your
of the
family.
parents,
Mhm.
yeah. So we knew when the horn beeped, and we were like, mommy's back. Ding, ding, ding. So, so when my mom came upstairs, I think she found like his shoes outside.
Yeah, so what happened was she had come. So I think she already got the memo, like someone already hinted her. So she was trying to like get to see for herself in order to believe it. So at the time, what happened was she came home and she just, came into the house and walked into her room. And what the girl did was when she found out that my mom had returned, she hid the guy, at the back of the cushion in the living
Mhm.
room. So my mom just, ignored and pretended like she didn't know what was going on, and she went into her room. And by the time she went into her room, the guy came out from the back of the chair and he ran. Little did the girl know that my mom had already seen his shoes, so she had already seen his shoes. So because it was that, she thought my mom didn't see the shoes, but my mom had seen a stranger's shoes outside, and, she had just ignored. So when the guy ran, he didn't have time. It was that
Yeah.
serious. He didn't have time to put on his shoes. He just picked up his shoes and he took off. And my mom immediately came out from her room, went to the kitchen, the balcony. We had this see-through. We had this place that you could look outside to see what was going on outside of the house from the back. So she had looked and she saw him running. And that was when she confronted the girl and started asking, who did you have in my house? So you'd be bringing the man into the house. I mean, I have daughters. And, she started going on and started to threaten to beat the girl.
And she still wasn't telling the
and the
truth.
girl was still very, very strong-headed. She didn't speak.
So my mom turned to us and she asked my sister first who this person was and who was in the house and stuff like that. And we were not saying anything. She wasn't saying anything. Obviously, she turned to me because I was really bold growing up, and she expected me to say something. But she was now like, Shime, who came into the house? Hey, I was like, nobody.
And guess what? We were scared. You know how kids are scared that when the mom is not home,
Right.
the girls or the whoever lives with them is gonna beat them. I mean, we all see stories like that.
Yeah.
On social media, where house girls beat the kids to death.
Mm-hmm.
They go as far as beating them to death.
Right.
They go as far as not starving them. They go as far as
at that time there was no social media, but we already had this whole idea of it's either they're not gonna feed you, they're not
because
gonna.
they would threaten you.
Yeah, they're gonna
They'll tell
really
you that,
hurt
look, I'm
you.
gonna deal with you if you try.
And this is no family member. This is a total stranger.
Yeah, so when they tell you they're gonna do something like that,
You just gotta-
100 times out of 100 times they're gonna do it. So you want to be careful. If you start to get those threats, if you have maids that are looking or nannies that are looking after the kids, when you start to get those threats, you want to look into it. If your kids come and complain and tell you that they're being threatened like this and like that, you want to look into it, because oftentimes if they get threatened,
and kudos if your kids tell you, because one thing we didn't do at that time was tell my mom, and I think that was what made my mom really furious as to the decision she ended up taking, which I'm gonna share. She was asking us who came in, and we didn't say anything. So she felt at that time we were scared, like more scared of the girl than her.
Yeah.
So the next morning, she didn't speak to us. She said, okay, fine. She left us to go to bed that night. The next morning, we prepared to go to school. And after school...
No, we went to school. We went to school, but she let them take us to school. And then she came and excused us from school. They took us straight to the police station.
Yeah, it wasn't like school was over then.
Yeah, no, it wasn't over. We went from school straight to the police station. You can imagine.
So she took us... we were minors. We were...
Imagine taking kids, I think as in either primary 1, that should be I don't know what grade that is here, but I was in primary school and my sister was in nursery school. So imagine taking a primary 1-year-old or a grade student. When I mean grade, a lower grade child, you take a lower grade child to school, and you take maybe a preschool or kindergarten or whatever kid to the police station to make a statement.
So we went, and
oh my goodness,
they were asking us questions, and my sister was doing all the talking, obviously, because what do I know? And she was crying, and obviously, if my sister's crying, I'm crying
scared.
too.
I mean, there's this,
because she cries like they want to kill us, actually. So she was crying like we were about to. So me, I'm scared.
I was scared. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, I was
scared
being
in a police station and you see your mom just walks away and leaves you in the midst of 2 police officers. You see one man, you see one woman, and they're coming to you with a book and a pen, and they're asking you, you have to tell us the truth. I swear that everything I'm going to say is the truth and nothing but the truth. If I lie, I'm going to be... You are talking to minors.
They were joking.
I
still think they were joking.
No, they were, but they wanted to make us so scared that we don't even have a choice. We just want to say everything as it is, and that's what we ended up doing, because I had to spill the tea before they put me in prison. I was already imagining myself in a confined state. I was so scared. And guess what, guys? My mom was so furious, and she just, I think what she did was she wanted to teach us a very big lesson.
That
And
if there's anyone to be scared of, it should be her.
yeah, and
Like, don't play with my mom.
yeah, and guess what? At the end of the day, we were at the police station from that time, which was in the morning hours when we left the school premises. We were at the police station until after school hours.
And we were there for until evening hours.
Until after school hours. That was in the evening.
Yeah, probably say like 5 p.m.
Say about 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And then, one of our uncles came and took us to the supermarket, because at the time my mom had a supermarket, and then we left from the supermarket and went to from the supermarket after we got like our snacks, and we left from there to the house.
Right.
And I was like, whoa. And the funny thing is, these things had been happening. So I think my mom had gotten the information from someone. Because there's no way she could have just, or she probably have noticed, she's a mother, probably watched her kids, and she just can tell that my kids did not go to the place that I asked them to go to. Because when we come back from church back then, we used to have like memory verses and things like that. But these times we don't. And when mom will ask, she would say we went to a different church, and my mom looks like something doesn't sit right. So what she would usually do is she'd prepare us in the morning. She has already planned with the guy that we're going to be spending the whole day at his place rather. And then she'd prepare us like we're going to church. And we tell my mom, Mommy, we're going to church. She's going to give us like offerings. And when we get out of the house towards the junction, towards where we can take like bikes and, whatever, she's going to take the offerings from us, and we're going to pay, to get in on the bike and go to the guy's place. Who does that?
Right. It's the audacity for me.
Who does that? These girls, these people that, these strangers that come into people's families, trust me, they have a lot of influence, and they have a lot of impact that they can make on the children. Imagine exposing children that young to a man. It's not like she's bringing us to the man to take advantage of us, but even exposing us to the fact that she's keeping a boyfriend, and we can sneak around in the house, lie to mom that we're going to church when we're not going to church, and all of that. That is not nice, and that is something that a lot of parents need to look into. You want to make sure that whoever you're bringing into your family is someone that you can trust with your kids. And trust me, nobody would do parenting better than you as a parent.
True.
Nobody. Because at the end of the day, people will only treat who they want to treat nicely. You know what I mean? They come in with their different characters. We have seen a lot of characters. We've had girls that we lived with that even
picked up everything. Yeah.
Stole everything.
My box is always a victim.
Literally, they steal everything.
They take everything. Throw my things on the floor, and then use my box.
We have even been drugged as a family.
Yeah, we were one time drugged.
Be careful who you bring into your families, guys. I'm not even playing. Y'all have to be careful. Parents have to be careful. Children have to be careful, and do not be afraid to speak up.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people have had similar experiences with all this, house girls, nannies, and all that. We have to start.
It's okay to have nannies and house girls, but what you want to do is know who exactly you're bringing in.
That's what I'm saying. And try to encourage your kids
to be vocal. Open. Yeah, you want to create that relationship with them so they can,
it's not like my mom. It's not like my mom did not create the relationship. Although
we were just pretty too young.
These girls, they can actually, they're the ones that get to spend. If imagine you leave the house as a parent, and your that your house girl is keeping malice with your children. Your children cannot even be free to say, "Hey, auntie, I'm hungry,"
Yeah.
because she's mad at you that you said something to money. You're so scared that if you go close to her and try to play with her, she's going to tell, "Get out of my sight." I will, should make you feel bad. So because you're trying to keep the flow of peace and love in the house, you don't end up telling your mom.
I remember when you went to school one time and mom was like, she wants to bring someone else to the house. I'm like, don't bring anyone. I'm all grown. I had to call aunties, her sisters. I was telling them, please, you guys talk to her. I don't want anybody here. I can do all the job. What is it? What do you want me to do? Just tell me. I'm going to do it. But she insisted. Like, she just likes to have people in the house.
There are people that cannot live without other people in the house.
My mom is one of those persons.
They just want the house to be suffocating. Like, they just want the house to be filled with so many people. It makes them happy. I mean, it's a good thing, and at the same time, it can be a bad thing, because in situations like house girls brouhaha that we're talking about, imagine a situation where you have a lot of people in the house. You're so confident that your kids are growing up the right way, but you don't know what you're exposing them to by leaving total strangers in the house. Everybody comes in and just behaves the way they want, and when mama is around, everybody's all behaved. When you're not in the house, this person goes about their business. This person does anything that they want to do and all that. So it's like, in all of this that we're trying to say, there's so many things that have gone. Everybody has had their own experiences, but in all we're trying to say, we want to make sure that we create a parent to child relationship in a way
that awareness out there that these things do happen.
Yeah, these things can happen. So you want to make sure that your kids are very comfortable to speak to you about anything. And also you want to watch who you bring into the family. They can have either a positive or a negative impact on the children.
Yeah.
And you don't want a situation where things will happen and you start to fall victim, or you fall victim and you become regretful. So yeah, that's basically.
We have a lot of experience you don't want to know about. We can't say all of it because we had, when I say a lot of house girls,
we had a ton of them.
Yeah,
a ton of them,
and most of them came in with different characters. So,
and some of them are all married with kids now. Shout out to all of them. They're all married. Some of them are married with kids. Some of them, they have families abroad and they're doing well for themselves. But at the time, we're only sharing this experience based off on the times, just to bring back memories and try to use that to actually, encourage people and to advise people and to project the positive side and what can be done to, not fall victim of these things to the next people. That's what we're trying to do on here.
Right.
Yeah.
So, guys, I mean, we wish we could go on and on, but we don't want to take your time with these stories. We would like for you to share your story. If you have that in the comment section, you can. We can listen to yours and laugh over it, obviously.
Yeah.
So, we have come to an end. I don't waste your time. We've come to an end of today's Listen to Be episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you take in and take out. Take whatever it is, and we hope to see you on our next episode. Okay, guys? Bye.
All right,
Thank
guys,
you for watching.
Bye.